It's brother Ira at you again. I hit you with another lesson, another short lesson. This another lesson is kind of short, but this another lesson. Getting it in, man. I'm trying to get my, get it up there, man. I'm trying to put my more brick in, man. And shalom, and give double honors again to the Apostle Great Millstone. Yeah, man. And we going to go here, man. No more, Jacob's Trouble, man, right here. The King Alfred plan is a fictional CIA. Well, really, it's not. It's not fictional, but they say that to throw people off. Scheme to support international efforts to eliminate people of African descent, invented by author John H. Williams in his novels, The Men Who Cry I Am. Williams described as a government plan to deal with the threat of black uprising in the United States by cordoning off black people into concentration camps in the event of a major racial incident. It's a 1967 novel. See, now let's get the scriptures on that. Let's see what the scriptures say. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 7. At last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved up out of it. But it shall come to pass in the day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and the stranger shall no more serve themselves of him. Because the Lord going to save the 1/3, you know what I'm saying? Which is the 144 and the hopeful elect. 2/3, man. Y'all going into that alpha, that alpha plan shit, man. Y'all gonna have to get that, man. Jacob's trouble is on y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? King Alpha plan, y'all gonna have to suffer that, man. So we just read that, right? What's this? Rex 34, Rex 84. See, get some other ones, man. Rex, what's it? Rex 84, my bad. I knew it was something. It's the Rex 84. The Rex 84B, short readiness exercise 1984 was a classified scenario to develop in the United States or federal government to detain large numbers of United States residents deemed to be national security threat. And the evidence that the president declared a national emergency, the scenario envisioned states defense force rounded up 500,000 undocumented Central American residents and 4,000 American citizens whom the U.S. Attorney General had designate as a national security threat as part of a secret continuing government program. These people would be detained at 22 military bases and concentration camps run by the federal agency. Now that's going on right now. So this came down. So this was in 84. See, exercise in 84. Now, so they had this plan from back then. Cause now they got all the immigrants. Now that's what they doing, man. They detaining all these foreigners, that they let in here. Then they detaining them. Then they trying to put them in. They're gonna put them in concentration camp, man. See, they doing that now. See, backgrounds. These are extents of master military contingency plans, of which Rex 84 was part of Operation, a garden plot of similar early exercise. Lantern Spike were original revealed by journalist Ron Redenauer who summarized his finding in 1975 article Counter Spies, a magazine started in 1981. The DoD and FEMA began a tradition of was it biannual joint exercise to test civil mobilization using the names Proud Saber and Rex 82 in 1984 scenario involving at a U.S. Army rehearsal. Rehearsals of airlifting an entire 82 Airborne Division consisting of 15,000 troops from the Fort Bragg in North Carolina under the cover of a night and flying theme to either El Salvador and Nicaragua as a simulated invasion to enforce a state martial law. That part of exercise had been coded, named Rex 84 Night Train, and the overall readiness of exercise involved 34 federal agencies. Was code named Rex 84 with FEMA role in assistance of DOD. Acts Rex 84 Alpha later when the mass detention scenarios involved FEMA was added at the request of FEMA Director Louis Garfrida and Reagan advisor Edwin Meese and personnel authorized by the President Ronald Reagan. The mass detention scenario was code named Rex 84 Bravo. It was modeled on 1970s at Gulfrida Meese Reagan exercise in California, known as the Operation Cable Splicer. So now we get the point. So these things they had planned the whole time, you know. So yeah, man. Yeah, and this is happening now. This is happening right now. You know? This is going on right now. Let's see. You know, what we can get. Let's get. Nope. What's going on, man? We'll just find some goodies, man. You know, we're gonna find some what's going on, man. Is it Kloss? Kloss snobs. Let's get the snob, man. Let's get this guy. Yeah, they creepy. Creepy guy here, man. Look like a James Bond villain. Yes, I will come down on them with the iron fist. We must crush them. We must crush their rebellion. Let me stop. Oh, this thing. Wow. Let's cut to the chase. taste.
And everything feels binary when it doesn't need to be. So I think we're going to have to think about a recalibration of a whole range of human rights that are playing out online. From freedom of speech to the freedom to, to be free from online violence.
Oh, okay. Freedom of speech. We're going to have to recalibrate our human rights. What does it say about these people? Well, they're lizard people. They don't believe in human rights. You can't recalibrate human rights. You either have rights or you don't. And it's why it's good to mock these people. These are some of my favorite Tucker Carlson segments.
What does it need to master the future? I think to have a platform where all stakeholders of global society are engaged.
We must masters of future. Masters of future.
Saying that Trump might be elected again.
What does it mean, though, for these people that Donald Trump just won in a landslide? Board member for the World Economic Forum and resident lizard person, a guy named Yuval Harari, who is...
Oh, yeah, bring his back all right.
Look very,
they're gonna get
look
Trump,
very closely at this individual. Like, Trump beginning his speech, doing this digitally, by effectively calling out all of their failures to their faces and saying, I am...
This is crazy.
Legend. I am here to destroy you. I am the Great Reckoning and the Black Hand, and you will have nothing left after I am done destroying the liberal world order. Let's begin, ladies and gentlemen. Immigration, crime, inflation. I've made it official U.S. policy that there are only two genders. Boom.
Oh.
That's why from the moment I took office, I've taken rapid action to reverse each and every one of these radical left policies that created this calamity, in particular with immigration, crime, and inflation. On day one, I signed an executive order directing every member of my cabinet to marshal all powers at their disposal to defeat inflation and reduce the cost of daily life. I imposed a federal hiring freeze, a federal regulation freeze, a foreign aid freeze, and I created the new Department of Government Efficiency. I terminated the ridiculous and incredibly wasteful Green New Deal. I call it the Green New Scam. Withdrew from the one-sided Paris Climate Accord and ended the insane and costly electric vehicle mandate. We're going to let people buy the car they want to buy. I declared a national energy emergency, and it's so important. National energy.
Oh, man, keep doing that, Salaki.
Emergency to unlock the liquid gold under our feet and pave the way for rapid approvals of new energy infrastructure. The United States has the largest amount of oil and gas of any country on earth, and we're going to use it. Not only will this reduce the cost of virtually all goods and services, it'll make the United States a manufacturing superpower and the world capital of artificial intelligence and crypto. My administration has also begun the largest deregulation campaign in history, far exceeding even the record-setting efforts of my last term. And I've made it official, an official policy of the United States, that there are only two genders, male and female. And we will have no men participating in women's sports and transgender operations, which became the rage.
Oh, man, I keep stop doing that.
Which will occur very rarely.
Donald Trump moving quickly along the lines of taking Joe Biden's entire legacy and shoving it into a trash compactor. Donald Trump demolishing Biden. My administration will act fast to fix the disasters inherited by the Biden regime. He lost control of what's going on in our country.
And going to do. My administration is acting with unprecedented speed to fix the disasters we've inherited from a totally inept group of people and to solve every single crisis facing our country. This begins with confronting the economic chaos caused by the failed policies of the last administration. Over the past 4 years, our government racked up $8 trillion in wasteful deficit spending and inflicted nation-wrecking energy restrictions, crippling regulations, and hidden taxes like never before.
Devil right there. Look at
the
his
result
face,
is the worst inflation crisis in modern history and sky-high interest rates for our citizens and even throughout the world. Food prices and the price of almost every other thing known to mankind went through the roof.
Incredible Hulk,
President Biden totally lost control of what was going on in our country, but in particular with our high inflation economy and at our border. Because of these ruinous policies, total government spending this year is $1.5 trillion higher than was projected to occur when I left office just 4 years ago. Likewise, the cost of servicing the debt is more than 230% higher than was projected in 2020. The inflation...
Scripture. Isaiah 19, verse 2. Book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 2. I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, the city against city, kingdom against kingdom. Right? And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the council thereof. See, he gonna destroy their council, man. He gonna destroy their little meetings, man, the little Davos meetings, man, the little, the little, what you call it, mediums and, you know what I'm saying, and the enchantments, and the spirits of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. I will destroy their counsel thereof. They shall seek to idols and to charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. But the Egyptians will I give over into the hands of a cruel lord, and the fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord, and the Lord of hosts. And the waters shall fail from the sea, and the rivers shall be wasted and dried up. You know what I'm saying? And they shall turn the rivers far away, and the brooks, the fence shall be empty, and they dried up. The reeds of flags shall wither. You know what I'm saying? The paper reeds and the brooks, by the mouth of the brooks, everything sown by the brooks shall wither, be dried away, and be no more. The fishes shall mourn, and they cast angles into the brooks, and they shall lament, and they that spread net upon the water shall languish. You know what I'm saying? More they that work in the fine flax, and they that weave networks shall be confounded. Everything is gonna be cut off, all their resources, man. The internet gonna be shut off. They ain't gonna be, they ain't gonna, no more what you call information is gonna be coming out, man. No more we gonna be out here in the highways and byways teaching no more. You know what I'm saying? Reproving the people, man. So this water, the water gonna be dried up, man. This understanding. No more TikTok. No more YouTube, all that stuff gonna be taken out of, man. And that's why he said they weave their network shall be confounded. They ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? All their information, all their insights and, intelligence gonna be, they ain't gonna have they ain't gonna be able to communicate. They ain't gonna know what's going on when the Lord, turn this shit upside down, man. You're gonna cut off all they, all their intel, all their information, man. These little CIAs and FBIs and spies, man. The internet, all their intelligence, man, all their counsels, man, and that's going into the prophets, where some of us ain't gonna be out there highways and byways teaching neither, man, to reprove the people, man, and that cruel Lord is going into, the elites, man, Donald Trump, to our people, you know what I'm saying, put us in, trying to put martial law, apply that Rex 84. You know what I'm saying? And that kingdom against kingdom, man. So the Lord gonna turn, you know what I'm saying? Turn our enemies against each other, man. What's the scripture say about put these curses on your enemies? You know, Rex 34, my bad. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 30 verse 7. And thou Lord, thou Yahweh will put all these curses upon thy enemy and on them that hate thee and that prosecute thee. See, the Lord gonna say they prosecute us, man. You know what I'm saying? They you know, they prosecute us, they accuse us, they kill us. You know what I'm saying? See what the word prosecute means. Let's get that.
Strong's H 7291. Radaf.
To pursue, to put to flight, chase dogs, attend closely upon, prosecute, harass. They harass us. They follow after him to secure. They run after us to bribe, the foul, to be pursued, on pursuit, partial, participable, pile, to pursue, ardently, aim, eagerly, to secure, pursue, pile, to be pursued, to be chased away, hafal, to pursue and chase. They do all of this. See, they follow after us. When you go in the store, they be following you behind the store. Or you walk in the neighborhood you ain't supposed to. They call the cops on the cops be following you around. You know what I'm saying? Or they just sit there, they just harass you walking down the block, stop and frisk you, whatever. I remember that law was going on. You know what I'm saying? And they used to, when we was in slavery, they pursue you, put flight, chase dog, you know what I'm saying? Attend closely upon you. They watch over you. They be running through your hoods, set the dogs loose on you. So, you know what I'm saying? They used to do all that shit, man. They prosecute us, man. The Lord said, I'm gonna set these curses on your enemies, man, for that, man. So now they doing it to themselves now. Now they coming at each other neck, man. Lord, you know, the Lord is getting at them.
The rate we are inheriting remains 50% higher than the historic target. It was the highest inflation probably in the history of our country. That's why from the moment I took office, I've taken rapid action to reverse each and every one of these radical left policies that created this calamity. In particular, with immigration, crime, and inflation.
Then during a question and answer time, Donald Trump decided to flame the head of Bank of America.
That Simpson video, that Simpson cartoon of him getting killed might be true. You know, it might be all set up. You know what I'm saying?
Donald Trump.
But still.
Straight for
they're showing you that these Edomites is against each other.
You're going to bring it down to 15%, which is really something. So this is and by the way, speaking of you, and you've done a fantastic job, but I hope you start opening your bank to conservatives, because many conservatives complain that the banks are not allowing them to do business within the bank, and that included a place called Bank of America. They don't take conservative business. And I don't know if the regulators mandated that because of Biden or what, but you and Jamie and everybody, I hope you're going to open your banks to conservatives, because what you're doing is wrong.
Mr. President, I'll say that Your friend Gianni said hello, told me to tell you hello, and we look forward to sponsoring the World Cup when it comes both this summer for the club and next year. So thank you for getting that for the United States.
Donald Trump then absolutely clobbering this global order with the promises of tariffs. Of course, the point of the World Economic Forum is that there should be no borders, there should be no tariffs, there should be no countries, and that all trade should just go to the lowest common denominator. All products should be made in third world hellscapes. No good jobs should ever exist inside of first world countries. No good paying jobs. Like, the goal is actually that first world countries are too advanced, and we must rewind the clock. Right?
Everything
make
in order
everybody
right now.
serfs and slaves
everything
to
to play. Everything's going
Here's
down.
Donald Trump just atomizing that.
I have promised to eliminate 10 old regulations for every new regulation, which will soon put many thousands of dollars back in the pockets of American families. To further it.
Okay, enough of that.
We abolished 60 years of prejudice and hatred with the signing of one order, all approved by the United States Supreme Court. We're allowed to do it because we are now in a merit-based world.
That was President Trump today boasting about ending hiring protections for federal contractors. And by doing so, he highlights the stark reality we face.
Fair use.
It took him days to reverse decades of hard-fought progress on civil rights. On Tuesday, Trump revoked an executive order signed by President Lyndon Johnson in 1965 that banned federal contractors from discriminating on the basis of race, gender, or religion. On Wednesday, Trump's acting attorney general told the Justice Department to pause all civil rights cases and settlements. The acting AG also called for a review of the newly signed consent decrees with police departments in Minneapolis and in Louisville, Kentucky. Both cities' mayors say they plan to carry out reforms even without the federal government. On Thursday, Trump pardoned 2 D.C. police officers convicted of misconduct in the death of an unarmed black man in 2020. The officers pursued 20-year-old Karen Hilton Brown for riding his moped on the sidewalk and tried to cover up their role in his death. And then yesterday, we learned all DEI and environmental justice offices and positions in the federal government will be terminated within 60 days. All of Trump's corrosive actions against civil rights so far this week send an unmistakable signal. The federal government can no longer be counted on to defend the rights of all of its citizens, especially if they are not white, cisgender, straight, and male. Joining me now, the Reverend Al Sharpton, host of Politics Nation on MSNBC and founder and president of the National Action Network. He's also the author of Righteous Troublemakers, Untold Stories of the Social Justice Movement in America. Rev, there is no better person for me to talk to about this. Just your reaction.
Cooning for years,
I didn't see your show, so I'm sure you talked about this. To Donald Trump, President Trump saying he erased 60 years of prejudice.
It shows a profound bias, but even a more profound ignorance.
Man,
because the Civil Rights Act that Lyndon Johnson signed, and then his protection that was revoked by Trump, that he signed 60 years ago, was to respond to bias and to respond to exclusion.
Stop right there. Let's get a scripture. The book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming. Salaki. Book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. See? For all them times they've been, whining, dining Jake with their wordplay. You know what I'm saying? He came up speaking like a lamb. Then after a while, now he's showing you his horns, man. He's showing his horns, man. Now he bit you. He's that serpent he said he was, man. That lady, nice lady, took off the road and nourished him. Now he's speaking good and calmly to you. Now he's speaking like a dragon now. You know what I'm saying? Now he talking shit now. He's showing his chest, man. He letting his nuts hang on Jake now. See? And this is what you niggas get for cooning, man. And this will go for a lot of people I know. I know I got a lot of, when I came to work, man, people, that I used to, tell certain things about, now they looking at me like, yeah, they don't want to say it, but I see the looks. Now, they Jake's at my job. They looking at me weird now because they know they was talking a lot of shit a few years ago. Now it's coming back to bite them in their ass.
Many cases by law. You must remember, there were laws saying blacks couldn't do certain things. Laws against LGBTQ. Laws against women in some places. So for him to act like that now we're dealing with merit, we had merit, we just didn't have access to show our merit. And many of us that said this is how he felt, and he was saying, no, I don't. Now see, he hasn't even been president a week.
Right.
And he's done all this. He's done all this in 5 days. This is what he went in there for. This is the crowd he's playing to. And we must organize, because we must remember, we only got those rights.
Let's get that. Donald Trump is ready as a bitch. We're going to introduce who he is. The book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 25. Let's start off Genesis 25, verse 23. Let's start off 22. No, let's start off 21, man. Deuteronomy, the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived. Verse 22, and the children struggled together within her. She had said, if it be so, why am I thus? She went to inquire of the Lord. Verse 23, the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. Verse 25, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. That's right, Esau Edom, right? You know what I'm saying? So you see how red Donald Trump was, man? That's Esau, man. And it said we were struggling in the womb, and so since our mother, had gave birth to us, man, we was fighting in the womb, man. We would never get along. The Lord made it that way, So Jake can't get it. That reason why the so-called white men keep shitting on them, man, because the Lord did not make them to get along with us. They are our natural born enemies. But for some reason, our people just don't see that. So now they about to learn the hard way. Right? Verse 26, after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 80 years old. She bare them. So she was 60 years old when she bare Esau and Jacob, man. Verse 27, the boys grew up. And Esau, not grew up, Salaki. The book of Genesis 25, verse 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. And Isaac loved Esau because he did, and then, you know, because they like to hunt, man. I was talking to an Edomite today at work, you know, and he was talking about his little hunting trip that he went last year in the summertime. And, you know, this is them, man. This is their traits, you know. And when they like to hunt, and they gonna hunt Jank down, just like they hunt those Northern Kingdom down, the Mexicans and all of them, man. They gonna hunt, they gonna go on hunting for real, man. Lord, they about to swing that sword, man. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat his own venison. Rebekah loved Jacob, but Jacob sowed pottage, and Esau came from him to fill, and he was faint. Verse 30, and Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. Edom means red, Adam Wam, man. You know, Edom Wam. So you know what I'm saying? He didn't care about his birthright. He sold his birthright. Jacob did not trick him out of his birthright. He sold it to him because he didn't care about his birth. He was hungry. So he felt like his birthright didn't meant nothing to him, man. So Jacob said, give it to me. And he gave it to me, right? Verse 31 says it. Jacob said, sell me this day that birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am that point to die. I'm at that point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do to me? See, the Lord put in his spirit to say that, to give it up. You know, he said, what profit? It didn't profit him nothing. That's why he gave it to Jake. So now he's mad. Now he want to come with his revenge. You know, because right here it says it. Verse 33, Jacob said, swear it to me this day. And he sware unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. And Jacob gave Esau the bread and pottage and lentils. He did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. And Esau despised his birthright. Esau hated his birthright, right? You know, just like I heard it was what's the actor name? John Wayne said, you know, this was a long time ago in the interview. He said, I'd rather be something like, I'll say how he said it, how he phrased it. He said, I'd rather be first in hell than be second in heaven, man. That just goes to show you, like, he you know what I'm saying? He said, I'd rather, that goes into right there, man. He despised his birthright. He said, I'd rather be first in hell to be second in heaven. So this is his hell right here, man. He know, when he said that, he know where he going. And plus, he was a racist. He know where he going. Because he's going to be way beyond second. He's going to be at the bottom in the kingdom of heaven. He's going to be a servant, man.